Hello guys on YouTube today. I've been working on a antenna mod for my Toshiba receiver from the 1960s to the 1970s. But I've been working on this antenna mod for about a couple days now, trying to figure out what the best antenna would be to use for, like an indoor antenna or a outdoor antenna. Well, I can show you the antenna I'm using right now, guys. Here's the wire itself. It's a BCN connector. It does twist this off. No tools required. There's the female jack. There's the male jack. All I do is just line up the little two pins, locating pins, and it just locks in pretty good. The wire comes all the way from the bottom all the way up my closet door or door trim hill, and it goes up to the telephone jack or telephone box I have made with the BCN connector on it. And there's the antenna running down my side of my wall there, and also here's the antenna I'm using right now. And by the way, this antenna has all disconnects on it as well if I need to ever work on it and stuff like that. I can disconnect it, and the antenna just runs back to my receiver back down the closet door. But on the opposite side of my stereo, or the receiver, but yes, it's a receiver and stereo kind of combo hill. I didn't connect any jumpers to these connectors here. I only get FM, but I don't get AM yet. I don't know what type of antenna I need for the AM side of the receiver. But by the way, this is my system. By the way, guys, this is how I got it all together. I didn't spend a lot on it, like I said before. Most of it's new, most of it's used and stuff like that. But I'm not worried about the used kind of stuff or how priced everything is. But this is what I was using, and this is the connectors on this. It's just like a little splice connect, kind of like a Y connector, and you stick it on the back of your receiver or television. That's a cable jack as well. But on the back of the, like I said, receiver, these are screw connects. I didn't do any jumpers or anything like that on that side. But this is how I got my antenna to hook up to doing a little bit of modding I done with the BCN connector as well. Slide it in, twist it in, it locks in. And the wire runs from my wall up the closet drawer jamb and up to the telephone with the BCN connector, non-splice connector, in case if I need to take it apart. And this is the antenna I'm using right now. But the other antennas I do still have over here. Here's my metal antenna. It's nickel plated. You guys can see that. That's the antenna I've been using. And it has just a standard male BCN connector on it. That's the antenna I was using. But that was the first antenna I've been using. This is the standard version. It was a cable antenna, and this is a adjustable, by the way. You can adjust this all the way up to how high you want it to go. But I also changed out the wire on it to a male BCN connector as well, to have kind of a different look and stuff like that on the receiver hill. It's a good antenna, but not the best antenna I will have modded, not all, but it does work. But yeah, this is the antenna I've been using, but now I'm using that antenna over there on my window. And by the way, it is stuck with some that Pool Town tab you get with your 3M hook stuff, and that's same with that too. But let's go ahead and sit you guys down, and let's show you what's on the inside of my receiver hopefully you guys can see on what I did. First of all, I need to take this black speaker here off of my Pioneer speaker here. So I need to set this on the floor, like this. Set it over there so I don't bang it up too much, but we'll take the record player off the top, put it on the speaker on the Pioneer speaker, and I'm also going to lift up the wooden cabinet this unit has on it, by the way. We're going to gently lift it up, not too hard, and also don't electrocute yourself, because this is on, by the way, but I will turn it off when I take this guy off. But here's what it looks like with the top of it off. I'm going to sit straight up, and promised I'm going to flip off to show you what the inside of she looks like. Let's pick you guys back up. But here's what she looks like. Oh, so I got one thing. I need to tune it, and you can see it does tune. I get the FM stereo channels. And by the way, this is not a digital unit. This is analog. By the way, this has the analog needle going inside. Goes back and forth from this to that side. But let's go ahead and turn it off. Make sure you don't get any music playing now, guys. But this is what the inside of my Toshiba looks like. By the way, this is a very good setup. This is all made in Japan. By the way, this is a Japan unit. Some of this is the PAL. This is the big giant transformer. Be careful with this capacitor. This is a big giant capacitor. Here's the kind of the biggest one, but that's the biggest one inside of this. This also does photo amp as well. You can hook up your record player directly to your receiver, but I still gotta get that worked on a little bit though. But here is the tuning function. Here's the tuning mechanical kind of stuff over here with the mechanic stuff there, and it has the tension string again to tension the string, and also to move the analog needle back and forth to kind of tune a station in for what you need to tune. If you want to listen to country or listen to whatever station you prefer to listen to, that's up to you guys. But on the back of this guy, this is the opposite side of my receiver. This does have a little bit of oil on it, but we'll clean it up a bit. But on this side is the power side of my stereo, or of my receiver. This board is the whole power board and stuff like that. And this is the power board right here. And by the way, this is the radio side. I am being very careful not to touch any of the components on my receiver, because I don't want to zap any of these capacitors and transistors and all these different components inside. By the way, this is analog, and some of it has digital kind of capability, but this is all analog, by the way. And by the way, if you see these plastic tabs keep the circuit board from touching the metal chassis. This is underneath soldering, not top soldering. And let's go ahead and show you the BCN connector I have done on the stereo. But I had soldered and shrink the wire to the connector itself, and the wire runs up to the connectors, and it is taped to keep it off of the power board and off of this control board. And you see it is connected by the wires. This is the ground wire. This is my antenna input line, going from down straight all the way from this side. And it comes, and yes, I did leave this kind of extra loose, guys, for if I need to ever maintain it or work on it on the future. I will have enough line to stretch to the side if I need to make it, or if I need to work on it. And by the way, this is the inside of my receiver. And down below, it does have 5 halogen lights. I think these are halogen lights inside this guy. But I can't turn it on. Let's make sure we don't have any music playing. But there is the lights. You guys kind of see them, guys. The glow, and that lights up the front panel of my receiver. But I am being, again, very careful not to touch too much on the inside. But this is how I got my BCN connector. I tapped and drilled a hole. I used a nail settle to punch the lever indentation so I can drill inside my chassis hole. I don't recommend doing that too much, because you do have to be careful on where you're drawing your stuff. I chose this side because it didn't have any components in the way. If I would have chose this side, I would have probably accidentally hit one of my circuit trees inside my unit, and that's why the wire is the extra long wire. And let's go ahead and talk about on how I soldered my wires. I used the silver solder on each of these connectors, and I attached the ground wire, but it's brown. It's not. It should have been black, but it's actually ground. It's grounded to here. This is my FM, and it's attached to this side of the stereo. Again, like I said, didn't much too much with the screw-on connectors. Like I said, it's screw-ons. I'm not going to really. I didn't make any jumpers or any type of antennas for that. This is the tension oil. This keeps a pretty full tension on the rotor guy there. You can see if it's moving. That's what's kind of moving inside the chassis here. This is the rotor system. It kind of keeps the tension on this very thin wire here. Again, very thin wire. It's actually a string, not a wire, but you know what I mean. It's a very thin string. And I can show you on how it works. Is I just twist it all the way down. It wraps itself like this, and it keeps a good tension on the stereo itself. It kind of goes back and forth when you kind of move it a bit, but that's what it does. Now, again, this is an analog receiver. Again, let's turn it on, and let's turn the FM on. And let's see, can you get a tuning now? There we go. See, tuning. This here is your meters. It tells you on if you're receiving or if you're tuning, or something's tuning into your receiver. If I turn it off, those meters go down. And that's just the way the antenna works on my receiver. And again, I can show you what the antenna looks like again. It's a very simple, easy to do. This is probably maybe what, I don't know, it feels like it's a pretty thin metal rail, but it's a pretty thick metal rail. Like I said, it's not bendable or anything. It can be drilled very easily. That's why I chose this side, because it was away from all the power kind of stuff, and also the resistors and trans stuff on that side. That's why I chose this side. And again, it pulls off by lining up the pins. PC connector, like I said before. It's the standard connector. And there's the female. Just plugs it in. Twist it, no tools required. And if you follow the wire down, and you guys follow the wire up and over to the telephone box up there, that's how I got it all kind of configured. You follow the wire down this way. Yes, it does have split connects, in case if I need to work on it. And follow it all the way down to my window. This is where I have my antenna sitting on my window. And it's not on the top, it's on the bottom, because it would have probably interfered with me trying to open and close my window. That's why I chose it though. And yes, and this does have these little pink connectors or white connectors so I can disconnect them. And yes, they're all crimped on and heat shinked without pulling apart. And I did the exact same thing on the top, if you guys can see. I did the same thing with the white and black neutral electrical cables. That's what I did though. And on the very top, it's the same thing. Disconnect and reconnect. No tools required. All you have to do is just twist it and lock it in, guys. That's all you have to do with that. But my wire runs all the way up and down my trim, and it comes from the bottom and into my stereo. That's how I done it, and that's the way I'm gonna probably have it for a couple of next days if I decide to buy a different antenna. But this is what it looks like on the inside. And this big metal piece you see here, this aluminum piece. This is actually my heatsink. It's I don't know if you guys can see that on the inside. I'm sorry if it kind of glows. But on the inside of here, guys, is 4 voltage resistors bolted to this aluminum heatsink, and that's the way it keeps itself cool. And again, you want to make sure you don't have nothing on top blocking the airflow from getting inside the unit. By the way, this does not have a fan inside of it. I will maybe do that later on. Maybe put some fans in it or not. It may not have enough room inside of the hole to put any fans at all in order to cool off, but I'm not going to do that because that would make more of a dust inside my unit, and I have to, undust it a lot. But by the way, I have taped it onto the back of the metal, just to keep it off the power circuit, and also off of the radio thing here. And all these wires are single stranded wire, but it's okay. I don't mind how this system looks. I mean, it's not a lot of value onto the stereo. I mean, it's only the value on what you put inside of it or what you do itself. But let's go ahead and put the wooden cabinet back on top. There's the wooden cabinet on the floor. Let's sit you guys back down again, and we go ahead and put that wooden cabinet back on. There's the wooden cabinet, and again I'm going to gently put it on as well. I'm going to put it at a kind of a odd angle. So you slide in, and she just clips in. And it does have 5 screws on it. It has 2 on each side and it has 1 in the back. But that's how I modded my Toshiba from the 1960s to the 1970 receiver hill. And replacing the multiplier back on top. And also putting my speaker back on the top as well. But what do you think, guys? You like it? I like it too. Yeah, I think it kind of works what you need it for. Let's pick you guys back up. But that's how I got her to tune with the antenna. With the antenna I put on her. But like I said, no trickery, no jumping cables, guys. Nothing here, guys. It's just totally emptied. And this is what I used to use. Cable antenna for your old style TVs. That's what I used to use. But the antenna can be disconnected if I need to work on it. And she runs all the way up the trim and all the way over there to the telephone jack with PC and connector, and it runs down my wall and back onto the window. And these antennas do kind of work. This was again the same antenna. This was the antenna I've been using for the past couple of years now. It's one of those ones you pull up and you push back down kind of thing. And again, I have the BC connector on it as well to put it on now. But that was originally a cable antenna. But that's how I got it all hooked up and everything. And that's how she works with the good antenna. I don't know, should I use a outdoor antenna or indoor antenna, guys? I mean, that is totally up to you guys. You know, I don't know what type of antenna I should use for indoor or outdoor antennas, guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Alright, guys. I hope you like. Peace out. Bye, guys. I will see you in the next vlog.